All right, we begin tonight with a look outside the U.S. Supreme Court building, quiet for the first time in 24 hours. These are some of the large crowds gathered there protesting its preliminary decision to overturn Roe v. Wade.
And we are seeing this across the country after that draft opinion was leaked to Politico. Here in Colorado, multiple rallies were held outside our capital in support of abortion rights.
Now, not every gathering today has been in support of abortion rights. There are also rallies today celebrating the court's possible decision.
Chief Justice John Roberts confirms this leaked draft is authentic and an investigation is underway to identify the source.
Now, the High Court has not made an official ruling. That official ruling will come this summer.
And in the meantime, we are taking you 360 in depth, bringing you different perspectives on this important, deeply divisive issue. We're
going to begin with Denver 7's Rob Harris asking experts what comes next.
Yes, and as you've been stressing, Shannon, this is not yet an official ruling from the Supreme Court, but the court has confirmed the authenticity of this draft. So with that said, we want to dive into two overarching questions coming through tonight. First, could this ruling lead to the overturn of other court decisions like same-sex marriage? And if so, what could that mean for Colorado? To help us answer these questions, we talked to two experts, Jennifer Hendricks, a professor of law at the University of Colorado, and Joshua Wilson, a professor of political science at the University of Denver. So question one, could this ruling lead to the overturning of other Supreme Court decisions? Both of our experts say yes.
The right to abortion is part of a modern edifice of constitutional rights that are usually sort of grouped under the general concept of the right to privacy. The original modern case in that line was a case called Griswold versus Connecticut, which struck down the criminalization of contraception. And also that is the same line of cases that protects the right to marry, which includes both Loving, the interracial marriage case, and Obergefell, the same-sex marriage case. The foundation for all of those precedents has been yanked out.
Some on Twitter are correctly pointing out that Justice Alito in this draft opinion specifically says it's not intended to go after decisions other than abortion. But our experts say that's not how Supreme Court decisions operate in the real world.
He tries to cordon off what he's arguing and to say this only applies to Roe and can't apply to other fundamental rights. That's not the way that law works. Future lawyers in future cases can use the same sorts of arguments that he's laying out here to go after other established fundamental rights.
Now to question two. What could this mean for same-sex couples married in Colorado? In some ways, that remains to be seen. Colorado voters in 2006 approved a constitutional amendment that defined marriage as being between one man and one woman. But a U.S. district court struck down that ban in 2014, about a year before the Supreme Court decision in Obergefell v. Hodges, which legalized same-sex marriage across the country. Because the district court's decision leaned on the federal constitution, Professor Hendricks says an overturn of the Supreme Court's decision could resurrect state bans, including Colorado's.
In that sense, Colorado would need to act affirmatively to protect the right to same-sex marriage if there were, if Obergefell were overruled.
Now, both professors I spoke to said they do expect Colorado lawmakers will act ahead of time to protect same-sex marriage in the state, much like they did with abortion and contraception access last month. Shannon.
All right, Rob Harris tonight. Thanks, Rob.